Okay. Are we live today? I think we are live. Let's do it. Whoa, what is going on? Oh, I've got myself in a loop somewhere. What is happening? Oh, I've got Twitch open. That's what's going on. There we go. Well, at least I know it's streaming on Twitch. That's cool. Tell me where you're from in the chat. Oh, check it out. Whoa, what is happening with that loop? Loop, what you doing? Oh, let's try that again. Let's see if we can make it work. There might be something going on with my looping capacity. That works. Yeah, I just did an owie mistake. Let's do this again. Yeah, gonna break it down today. Let's see, we got people from France, from Arizona, from Hong Kong, Germany, Massachusetts, hi, Uganda, hi, New Hampshire, from Finland, from 1AU for now, from Oregon, from UK, from Bangalore, from France, from California. We got people here, we got Ann Smith in the chat. Oh dear, on the live stream, on the Twitch server. You might be the only one, that's okay, I don't care. Just as long as you watch me, it doesn't matter where. Oh, I gotta scroll down just to see where. Oh, if I do that, then you see me on the stream. I see, I'd better load it up here, you know what I mean, on the other thing, on my other workstation. Cause if I don't, then it will need explanations all the time as to why I've got a thing going in my windows, and that isn't what I want. No, ha! I want to be free to scroll. Man, I'm on a roll. Managing the live stream, what I mean, oh, I know what I mean, and I'm keen in the scene. We got people from India, from Sweden, from Portugal, from Texas, from HK. Hello today from Denmark. We got people from Philadelphia, I'm on the mark. Hi, Tim from Georgia, US, from the Gulf Coast of Texas, from Minnesota, St. Louis, from Ivans, from Colorado, Denmark, Bangalore, UK, Oregon, sharks. Yeah, sharks are great. We observe Shark Week as a species. No other species does that, not even sharks. Yeah, hey, from Texas, Spiogenes, from Brazil, oh, Alice and Goyce, welcome to the chat, yo. What should I rap about today? I don't know. Let's put on a lead and we can figure it out. At my house, we're going bout, yeah, that's what it's about. Let's put some piano on there. Oh, check it, I'm a Tim on the mic. I don't know what to rap and I'm not very liked. Oh, Scott Kruger says I am a great singer. You spelled great wrong, but that's okay, I don't care. Do give me a gene, yes I will, Charlotte. I'm gonna do it after I do some raps, but I don't wanna do it right away. We're only gonna do one video today. Try something new. Oh, can we have more detail? Family imparted years and Crispr 9 mashup. We gonna make me think today? Probably not, that's what I say. Gonna wait for another day. Hey, Angela Smith, yes, I love Banting's imparted years. I too, me too, I guess. Hey, we got other people on the Twitch, dragging the water. Both chats are up. PieCat314, the speed speed of this is pretty impressive. She says, yeah, the lag is very low on Twitch. That's one advantage of using it. If you want to see it, then you're gonna do it and quit from the YouTube, cause otherwise you'll see both, and that would be confusing. You'd have one ear and another going at different times. Yeah, your rap day, Jade Cutter say what a gay, what am I saying? Oh, I'm sorry, that phoneme slipped out. I did not mean to call this gay. Just sometimes your phonemes get ahead of your mouth. Do a fluid mechanic song all night long. Radislava says it's true, Twitch is one lag behind. 1 second, yes, it is happy, my friend. Edward Jessic, I love people of all races and sexual orientations. Got different faces and the things that they like, that's fine with me, yeah. Jade Cutter says I am happy on the stream. Let's rap about science. DY Physics says subscribe to PewDiePie. I already did that back in the day, although I don't watch many of his videos. What can I say? He posts like 10-minute videos every day, and I don't have that much time cause I gotta do this on the streams. Hey, and Smith, what day is it? Every day there's another that you put in the chat. Ooh, you got both chats up, yes I did. Oh, protesters are like a little kid. Actually, most people are obeying the rules. If you look at statistics, there's very few people who don't believe that they should stay inside. There's just a loud minority going on by and probably supplied by money by other companies that want to keep people working. Don't you see? You should not get mad at your fellow man. Get mad at the man instead. Oh yeah. Don't go dead, stay indoors. And if you wanna protest, yeah, keep yours mouth safe from getting infected. Stay 6 feet away from your friends while you're holding your signs. Oh, that's the lines that blew my mind, says Radka Edward Jessic. Oh, Bill Wirtz all the time. Ace people are boss level of trippy. Oh, I think it said happy, sorry, I misread that. Oh yes, I'm so stoked about fluid dynamics. Me too, I don't want to go back to that time in my life when I was a student, but if I did, I would study more fluids. I did a lot of them and it was really cool, yeah. We did a lot of things with fluid gravity dynamics and translations between the two. Hey. Will you explain how Crispr is moving past a single type of diabetes and more proven to be likely to cure all types? I don't know if that's right, I haven't heard about that, Angela, but I might look it up later. Like what was holding the previous insulin creating pancreatic transplants from doing all the work, working on other types? I don't know how that is, if that's right, but my guess is that insulin over time affects your body in the way that's not great. It you might reduce your, like if you have a flood of any given chemical in your body learns to react, it adapts, it doesn't absorb as much as it used to when you put it in your body at first, and so you got to keep increasing your dose. Oh, I just started actually watching the Looper display this time, it's kind of mesmerizing, yes. I believe that's true. So the problem with all these insulins is that when you probably build up a resistance. Yeah. Censorship in the house. Oh yeah. People talking in the chat about being ace. Hey, that's great. It's not me, but that's cool. I like you too. CRISPR-Cas9, that's what we're gonna study today. My Lopka board buddy. Federico Gallardo says, can you rap and read and think at the same time? It's not easy, Federico. It takes some mental capacities, but that's one of the reasons that I like the stream. And I like that now the chat is up so you can read both. Let's go to Twitch and see what they're saying there. Alice says it's insane. Gamer Legume says, ooh, you guys both chats up. Yes, I do. I love your name, lol. Gamer Legume is true. Oh, bruh, I'm too stupid to figure out Node.js. I don't know there's not much going on over there. You gotta put more things in that diss chat if you wanna do it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey. We're gonna do. We're gonna do a chorus. Gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream. Yeah. We're gonna do a chorus. We're gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream. Yeah. We're gonna do a chorus. We're gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream. Yeah. We're gonna do a chorus. We're gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream. What we need indeed is to study hard again. Nobody's too stupid to understand, my friend. I remember when the only thing that was in close is that the overview video of Crispr Cas9 you did. I don't know what this. Oh yeah, that's when I did a recap of how I made that track, one track at a time, 100 tracks in line. Yeah, it's blowing your mind. Do you know Mark Reveille? No, I'm afraid I don't. I don't know anybody named Mark. That's not true, but I probably don't know many of them. Oh. Tiger S says, can you stop being cute for 3 seconds? I don't think I can. I won't take you out of heaven. I can't, says Radislava, and yeah, she's right. All day and night I'm cute. It's the fact of my life. We got Pie Torch Squad, and I don't know what that means. Mark Nirenberg, yeah, he's my friend. You see, haha, this is so fun. I believe that it is. MC Lards is this on Facebook, and I tried to quit it, but I couldn't. I just kept watching and putting things, and watching him rap was a joy. You can hear me sing about it right now. I thought that I'd try it, and I did, and it's going okay. Yeah, keep quiet, cause I don't wanna mess it up. Don't want distractions. Go out of my room if you're there. Keep your actions away from me. A tensor is tensor, you see. Ramjets, he, yeah, that's what the SR-71 has been using. Real engineering's confusing, but it isn't too much if you can understand. A ramjet takes air from the front cause it's standing. It's going so fast that it just goes in. Doesn't need to be accelerated into the turbine. Blow your mind one step at a time. Gonna go out in the back and combust, and that's fine. Oh, vector is tensor, that is true. A one-dimensional tensor, that's what you do. Go home, everybody, Proxys says. But I don't want people to do that, even they all are actually do. Go home and watch the stream, you're already home. Prox, what do you mean? It doesn't make any sense. R71 has a hybrid engine, yeah, that's fun. At low speeds, it's got a turbine spinning round and round, making the engine combine with fluid and air. The fuel leaks out, but it still gets great. I died. I died on that one. Let's see. Ann Smith says today is National Zucchini Bread Day and Lover's Day and also World Book Day. That's too many days, Ann Smith. I don't know what to do about it. Zucchini bread is really good. I make it at my house. Actually, I haven't yet, but I got a bread maker and I'm really getting good at white sandwich bread. At least isolation rap nation stays home. Yeah, motivation is good when you're home. I'm in the stream giving you a reason to be here instead of going out on the street. I don't think only tensors is tensors. Yeah, other things can be tensors. It's tensor when I mess with myself, cause I get tense when I don't know what to rap about. Podcast says make sure to add chocolate to zucchini bread. Yeah, that's very true. Zucchinis in bread, that's a weird thing that you wouldn't really expect, but that's what it does anyways. Yeah. Oh, there was fried bread, a double entendre right there. Jade, I didn't mean it. Reading into things isn't fair, no. Je parle français aussi, mais j'ai oublié beaucoup de mots. Moi aussi, Vlad, je ne peux pas faire ça très gros. Je vais aller encore en anglais. Oh, zucchini is a fruit, that's true, along with tomatoes and cucumbers. And most types of gourds, it's all great. If it's a fruit, and I can relate. Oh, yeah, yeah. Tomato is the fruit of death. No, you're thinking of other members of the nightshade family, most of which are poisonous. Tomato is in fact a member of the nightshade family. Tim, rap en français, je peux pas, j'ai pas beaucoup de rhymes et là je vais pas français en temps. It's World Book Day, what books have you read? I haven't read much, put them all in my head. Lately I've been too busy on the stream, making all these things, you know what I mean, quarantine. But if you read any good ones, let me know. There was a thing in the Discord for that, but maybe it should be a thing all of the time, daily, that we can read others' books if they choose to. Post them and tell us about what amused you. Gamer Labrum says thank you, I don't understand any of that stuff. Oh well. Griffiths is not in Gaussian, unfortunately. What does that mean? Let's see. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is my current read. Whoop, crazy, crazy! I read that a long time ago. I got to like the 5th one and then I stopped, yo, cause I didn't really care about it at that point. I think I have a half-life of books of that sort, or any books really that go in a series. Like Dune, I got halfway through the 2nd one. Clearly it wasn't as good to me as the 1st one was. Moi div in his chase doing all this stuff, cause marrying people and telling them about the waters of his home world. Yeah. We are the best people named. Why are the best people named Tim? Tim Urban, Tim Dodd, I don't know, Slim. Who else is named Tim? We got Tim Allen, I guess. He's okay. He played Santa Claus. Ethan Raj is saying a lot of facts about the SR-71's black cause of Kirchhoff's law of energy radiation. That's facts, yeah. It's black cause when it goes up high enough, you gotta radiate black stuff. Black radiates better than if you're white, but if you're at lower levels, then it's gonna be tight cause the sun coming down will also absorb, and that makes it more, and that's sort of chore to get rid of that. So jetliners are white, but SR-71 is black. Yeah, that's tight. Black body wrap. T to the 4, sigma to T to the 4, and what's more, that's how you get the spectrum, the max of it, the ultraviolet catastrophe, that's lovers. Back in the 1800s, they thought that a black body would just keep covering more of the spectrum. In the UV, relating infinite energy into the vacuum. See, that's impossible, you can't have that. It's like spiraling in from an atom. It's just a fact that it's not what happened, so we had to find a different one. Stefan Boltzmann law, was that how it was done? I can't remember the name of the people who solved it. Was it Planck? It might have been. I called it, I think it was Planck's back body distribution. Go in the solution to a thing coming out of a tube. You got radiation trapped in a vessel, and it comes out, you got quite a pickle. It comes out in a little hole, a perfect black body spectrum, like the galaxy. Every star has one. Our star is a black body, even though it isn't black, it's yellow in fact. It's got 500K, and how about that? Yeah, all the radiation around in the sky when you go a billion light years in the past, and another billion, and all the way up to 10. That's way more than a million. It's not enough. It expands out, and now that body spectrum is way down. It's only 2.7 Kelvin or such. You know, I don't think that is very much, but it's still a lot hotter than a lot of instruments on the planet and cold labs, and that's why we can say that we have possibly the coldest spot in the universe, unless there's other civilizations that have done better than us. But naturally doesn't happen that we get down to absolute zero. That's the 3rd law of thermodynamics that I never remember when I'm rapping about them. Arthur Dent is such a cutie. Yeah. sun is white, isn't it? The sun is white, is it? It sort of depends on what you think white is. I guess you're right that the sun is white. It looks yellow to us cause all the radiated light that's up in the atmosphere gets all scattered by nitrogen all over there in the upper spectrums. That's blue and it goes all directions. That's why the sky looks blue in my perception. Oh, but the perception of white is probably arbitrary. It's gauges to our eyes, you see, cause if you were living and evolving under red stars, you would think that was white. Why wouldn't you, yo? And if you went under blue, then blue light would be white to you. It's just an artifact of how we evolved under this star. So maybe the star is white by definition. Yeah, grapes. Doing entropic time improv. Says Diego Rodriguez. I'm gonna go off about entropic time and entropy in space. Cause we got a weird place in the universe, the very beginning of its future. The first 10 billion years seems a long time, but compared to the future it is not. This rhyme will tell you about the other stages. 10 to the 100 years, that's how fast it ages. And that's how long we're gonna have black holes. And then they irradiate, and then we're left with only radiation in a void. No time, no arrow of direction, just radiation times. So why are we so special? How come entropy is going forward now to more and more? Cause of before it started low, and what's more, now we see the score that it keeps going up, and that's the law. But it's because we're at proximity to a big object. The Big Bang in the past, it had low entropy, it was a big blast, but we don't know why, and so we cry. Why is entropic time? Oh, reach for the sky. Speaking of entropy, I finished the writing the backward lyrics of entropic time. Man, Raphael, you could have just asked me, I have it still in a document I could have sent you, chill. Do you think before you spit the rhymes? If you do, how fast can you think? How? Why? I don't usually know what I'm gonna say when I say the first verse. It just comes to me, hey, I like a line and I gotta search my brain to find a rap that matches. It's so insane, but I don't know, it just connects, and sometimes it works, and that makes me look like a genius at first, but then later I can't really do it anymore. I've been rapping for 20 minutes, isn't that sore? This sounds like a gangsta song in GTA San Andreas. I like gangsta rap, that's why I make a playlist of all the things on Spotify and make it in here in my loops, and then we gotta say it. Isn't being an ordered and disordered state an arbitrary distinction? No, it isn't, Arpad Lysic. Well, in a way it is actually. If you had infinite knowledge, you wouldn't distinguish between them. It would just be states, microstate. But if you know one thing, it's great. You know the temperature, there's many different things, the states that can appear at the same temperature. But if you got a particular state and you only know the temperature, you probably evolve out of it in a random walk and ergodic into the different... I'm losing this shit. Please look up Chris Turner's freestyle rapping methodology. I should. Yeah, I probably would know more if I had studied it. I just go by my instincts. Nerds Manifesto 2.0. That's how we go. Yeah, lol. Thank you, says Gamer Legume. YouTube to the rescue. That's all we say on Twitch. It's gotta get better over there, doesn't it? Cause after this stream at 5 o'clock we're gonna get off, but we're gonna go on top of Twitch and we're gonna do more quarantine video. That's the video that I'm releasing if you didn't know. And we're making it to Imogen Heap's song called Hide and Seek. It's a very sad song, cause I think this shouldn't be joked about too hard. I think it's more of a mourning period for humanity, even though I keep it light for these 2 hours. Then I just might go off to the other and make something sad and sing too many times into a can. Nerds 2, Pretense Squad, I don't know if that's true. I think I'd need to get a lot more writing done if I wanted to do Nerds 2.0, son. If you were Laplace's demon, would you be hot? Probably, that's how they go when how they stop. You got Laplace demons in your own little cells. They open up to let the molecules in your organelles like mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, son. That's how it's done. Your body keeps you away from equilibrium. It keeps things outside in gradients, and then lets them go to let them come in pumps that make you able to go and spin around and round and write raps and think and not disappear to the brink of extinction. No, this wounds me. Being a nerd is the best, see? Andrew Dodson, who is that? Have I met him? Have I got a rap? No. Hey, chorus. Gonna do the chorus while people sing other things to say. Yeah. We're gonna do the chorus. So I think that's what we need up on this stream. We're gonna do a chorus. We're gonna do a chorus. Do the chorus and don't bore us. On this stream. We're gonna do a Arpad Blasik says, do you know Tibby's? I met her a couple times and she was really sweet, but the last time I talked to her I was kinda drunk. I'm not sure what I said, I think it was fine, but now I'm feeling a little awkward about talking to her again, so we'll see. But she makes really cool videos about ancient exams and other things in physics, and then that's what the plans are. Taurus is greater than donut, they're the same thing almost, except a torus is really the surface of the donut, not the whole thing. Donut is more like a filled torus, a universe with edges. A torus had no edges, you can't compare it. Maybe I shouldn't share these things about going out and drinking with YouTube friends, but when you rap you gotta spit whatever you think, and at the time there's no filter, there's no time to do anything but sing. Tim here just vibing. Yeah, Taurus, that's bull. No, that's a different way to say it. Taurus like the thing, the donut rotating, not the thing up in the sky that's made of stars, if that's even what it makes. Cause really all the constellations are a bit of a mistake. You can't see them from any other perspective except this one on Earth. Actually, they're a 3D structure projected onto 2D from a perspective down on here. And on the other side doesn't look like a torus at all. It just looks like a random collection of different stars, but that's okay. It's a testament to the genius of humanity to see a couple things in the sky, a couple dots, and turn them into a story. This is where Stargate fails. Is that what Stargate does? I haven't seen it. I don't know if I want to. You take advantage of the donutness of the mug. Yes. To a topologist, all these things are the same. A donut and a mug and a human being. Yeah. Cause you got a donut hole through you, a digestive system, you know that it's true. Going from your mouth to down there and there, that's what you do. Yeah. Bratislava says we started the Ace Gang on the Discord saying, yeah. What's your age again? 23, no one likes me. That's not factually accurate. I'm actually 30. Actually, humans have 7 holes. Oh, clearly you watched the recent video by Vsauce. That's true, but it's only true later on in the development. We start as a torus and then converge into something else, cause there's more cavitations in our heads and other places. We're complicated beings, let's face it. And actually, we've got a whole network of space spilling inside us of our networks of neurons and blood and plasma and what, not going to every cell. It's crazy, and fractal structure has very specific properties, leading to the physics of all sorts of human beings and other machines of the biology type of the mammals specifically, all have the same life. If you count it in the span of heartbeats, whales have slow, long ones, and cheetahs have short, faster ones. And then there's mice, and they only live a little couple while, but they also have really fast heartbeats, and everyone gets the same amount of them. That's because of the physics of neurons that fill all the space, and especially your blood. It's got a thing that scales stuff. I gotta look it up more. I don't remember how to do it. What's your favorite quadratic surface? Says RedNaxGG on Twitch. Let me just answer that. I always really like hyperboloids. That's all I got. Hyperboloids, they're conic sections. It's all kind of interesting. I like when you have a lamp on a pedestal and it's shining up to the sky in a cone, but on the wall it forms a hyperbola. Yeah, this is physics, but actually it's just mathematics, except for the physics of that a light goes in a straight line, except for the fact that actually it doesn't. Diffracts around edges, we're ignoring that, cousin. Hypertorus, yeah, that's a thing. Any torus is more than 2 dimensions. Yeah, you could have a string theory landscape that is compactified on a hypertorus. That's a simplified version of what probably would actually happen, cause string theory has lots of different ones. Torus is the simplest one. Yeah, an internal space, a bunch of different circles all going at their own rate. Well, I'm freshly 18, says Melissa. Yeah, happy birthday to you. Yeah, keep it simple. Ignore edge effects, that's what we do all day. Simplify, that's the physicist crew. We think that pi is 3, and so is e, and pi squared is 10, and that's just how we be. Yeah. Physicists don't care. We're going for order of magnitude most of the time, except when we got to, then we get down to brass tacks. Building the max security facts about LHC and the fusion reactor that's gonna turn on in 2025. It'll be crazy. We're gonna get fusion power. I don't know if it'll work. It probably won't for a very long time. I think they got like 10 years to build it up to the point where it's even breaking even. But I would like it in the future. If we could have fusion, it would be the solution to all the things that we are talking about with the energy crisis and environments and climates. Oh yeah, that's how we shine. This goes away and we can be human for another day, maybe another century or so or two. We gotta work out some other things you know is true, like how to make AI safely and also how to get nukes not exploding here, cause if we did, that would be really bad. I think about that too much, I think it makes me sad, so I'm gonna think about something else and also take a drink while I let the chorus just play. Go.
A chorus, we're gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream. We're gonna do a chorus, we're gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream.
Yeah,
We're gonna do a chorus, we're gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream.
Pi equals E equals 3,
We're
that's
gonna
clear,
do
yeah.
a chorus, we're gonna do a chorus. We're gonna do I think that's what we need up on this stream.
Are we done? We aren't done. No, we aren't gonna stop it now. Thanks, Vlad KSP, for the $2 donation. Your endurance is amazing. It's great. Roughly 1.75 meters. I don't know what that means. Laura Shiraz and Smith, $149. Thank you once again for the heart. That emoji, it's pretty great. Jan Hoffman, that's the best kind of cow, is a spherical one. Hey, spherical cows in the vacuum, ignoring all of the fictional physics like friction. I don't know how even friction works, nobody does. It's absurd that we don't have it yet, cause we've been seeing it for like 500 years and we got lots of models. But one of my fears is that we haven't quite got it yet. Still, it's backwards, the full song backwards, that you can completely understand it. Oh, what are you doing, Raphael? Are you going ham on interpret time? Well, I think you can tell me all about it. Edu Ninja says my favorite artist is Fourier, but he didn't use brushes cause he had his sins. I don't get it. I think that's a joke, but I don't. Maybe I coast. Yeah. No, I still don't get it. We heart trains on the laptop, and we heart trains too on the desktop. Yo, we heart trains, you don't stop. Does somebody get the joke that was said before? Cause I really don't know. Chino Hoshi says real cows are better. Depends what you wanna do with them, I guess. Cause if you wanna make them go in a spherical vacuum, it seems that you don't wanna have a moo. No, you don't want them to be toroidal or anything like that. It's gonna make it harder to have things in your equations and solve them. Falling in for order of magnitude, probably the cow's head just adds a bit more confusion, and you can just approximate it with some kind of series of the Taylors. So we're unveiling all the scaling. Resistance is futile, that's what Ohm said, but then discovered why it is that resistance is going up if you get a wire that keeps closing up. It's like a pipe, pretty much the same, except electrons are going through, and that's their game. It gets easier to rap the more that you do it. If you wanna try, I guess that's what I would say to you. Just keep going. If you don't have it in 5 minutes, keep going, and don't chicken out like chickens that are points in the vacuum along the spherical cows. Oh, that's true. X D D D D D D D D D. Oh, you feeling me? If you put a spherical cow in orbit, does it become a moon? Oh, I don't really know. Shit. Dan Hoffman, I think that it does. But if it did, it would be really small. The Earth has some other moons that go around it, but we don't count it, cause they're too small to confound it. And again, just like physicists, we approximate, and for our approximations, one moon is just quite great. And all our other moons don't really orbit the Earth, they orbit the sun, and the Earth just gets in the way a little bit. Hey, what do you mean sine X isn't the identity function some engineer? That's true, that's what Galileo did when he said that all of the pendulums swing at the same rate. An orbiting cow would make dairy, therefore making cheese. And then, so the moon is creating the cheese, and the cheese creating the moon. I think that's easy to say. Going on today, science in the chat. Oh, but Twitch has better approximations and crazy face, yeah. What is this cow thing? Is this gonna be a meme? We're gonna create another meme on the evil stream. Go into the Discord, it's down in the description. You can introduce yourself and also put memes in the meme chatter as well. It's a great place. We got Tensor is Tensor. We got people talking about my face and how that's weird. This is a moving experience, yes. Oh, Tim, you shouldn't have said that. I wish I would. I want it to be a place where we can do a yai type thing. Wouldn't that be great? Or meme review like they have on PewDiePie. Oh, bringing it back, subscribe. I don't know why I'm actually losing subscribers all the time when I do this stream. Yeah, I think I know why, cause most people don't like daily notifications. The people that do are like you, and that's your station. That's great, I like it, I don't really care. Those people can leave, I'd rather have a few people that care. Only pacify to fund you, says Mr. My Two Belter. Thank you from Italy, I hope you're doing well. How's lockdown? You guys are getting over the swell. I think a little bit, but it's still gonna be hard. We're gonna take a year or so in this regard to get out of this COVID situation. Around the nations, he's facing the same sort of thing. It's a crazy experiment. All staying inside, and we hella went out one day, but then we came back to we got groceries for a month, and now we're just staying. Melissa Gavin says I can't even remember how I survived, but that your streams and everyone on here, me too. I like that we're in the chat and the Discord, it gives me life. How about that? That's why I keep doing it. Day 32, and you've been here since day 1 is true. Some of you and Smith follow for a long time, and printed on me long ago when she doesn't mind. Okay, the People Taurus gang, head over to the Discord and spade cow memes. Yeah, yo, crazy. What the heck does that mean? To switch to another scene, I leave notifications off and just check the subscription page every day. Sherman Harper, that's smart. Probably people should do that if they don't want to subscribe to me, but if some just don't decide they want to. They'd rather leave, and that's fine. They probably came in at molecular shape of you or something and never really watched after that. That's their function, just to watch, and now they don't know why they're here, and it's not really their thing. They just passed and they cheered, and then they don't really care. That's okay, that's how YouTube goes. Every day after day after day, you lose people and get new ones, and that's cool. If I thought it would be different, I'd be a fool. World's longest improv rap, no, I'll bet there's a Guinness World Record, so for that, Anyway, MC Lars did this for 2 hours a while ago on his Facebook page. It was a little bit strange, but I guess he took breaks to change up the beat. The way you do this stuff is you just keep talking and you notice what's coming up. If you have a thing that rhymes in your sentence you're about to say, you just stretch the time and put it in the rhythm and rhyme scheme until it seems that it will fit into the beat. Yeah. Let it syncopate if you want it to, that's great. It frees you up for saying whatever you want to say. Just emphasize the words that you mean to convey. That's how you do this kind of thing. I'm really just talking, but I'm putting it in a particular rhythm upon. Well, sometimes though you get to the end and you don't have a rhyme for it. You gotta pretend that you had one and just move on. That's the other thing. Improv fails all the time, still you gotta sing. There are a billion particles in the universe that we can observe. Your mommy took the ugly ones and put them into one nerd. That's from an ERB rap from Einstein versus Hawking way back 9 years ago. That's how it goes. Nice Peter, epic Lloyd. Oh, you just don't know. Woo! Was one of my favorite videos. They did it before I even started making them on YouTube. One inspiration for me to make things about raps as a nation and about science and merge them together cause they did it so well and very good. Pin to the 80, yeah. You wanna bring the heat with the mushroom cloud you're making? I'm about to bake raps from scratch like Carl Sagan. And well, it's true that my work is based on you. I'm a supercomputer, you're like a TI-82. Ooh.
Chorus, we're gonna do a chorus. I think that's what we need up on this stream.
That we mean about, we mean about the
do a chorus.
We're gonna do the chorus.
That's what we need up on this stream.
Yo, cause you might think a YouTuber's a regular man, but actually a YouTuber is a YouTube fan. We all started up watching the same things like Bike Heart and Minute Physics, and then we made singing videos like we saw on Maccabeats and on the streets. Mike Tompkins bringing the heat. That's what inspires you to make things, seeing people you like and thinking I could do that twice as nice, or at least put my little spin on it. Get in the video and get bad, but then get better. Every day you do one, you get more ideas. Put your videos out and make them bad and see how they grow, and you get better ones and you technically advance. I couldn't have imagined a month ago that the stream would become what it is right now. In another month I don't know how it'll evolve, but I'm really excited. If I never tried it I wouldn't have gotten. I would be alone and inside in the quarantine. So try things and you'll be surprised, maybe they'll sing. Friend, are you pursuing a 4-year course? No, me, no, Laplace. What? I don't get that either. I don't get it. He will probably take forever to complete the probability series that's talking about 3 blue, 1 brown. Grant Sanderson is a national treasure, I agree, and a good friend to me. I like him a lot. Things that are hot. I think actually he's doing another stream tomorrow. Yeah. About trigonometry. I didn't watch the second one yet, we'll see, cause I didn't have the time, had to go to bed. I'm a little sleep deprived, it's sick in the head, you gotta get your sleep. Don't let it take you off your feet. If you don't sleep, you will hallucinate. Oh, Fourier. Oh, Fourier. That probably works better in a particular accent that I don't have, cause I'm a Canadian, and that's a little bit of a drag for puns. Yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Tim can do more rhymes than the atoms in the observable universe. That's probably not factual. I don't think that it's actual. I don't know if it's compatible with the laws of space and time and how the matter grows. Because if there's that many particles, can I make that many connections in my one brain? No, I got a limited amount of space I can fill up. Information is raising my face and I'm getting complacent with the amount of rhymes after a time. I'm not gonna keep my mind. I'm gonna disintegrate like a Boltzmann brain. If I had that much information in my brain, I guess I'd collapse into a black hole. There's a limit to how much energy you can store and how much information you can know. Oh, to go into it and then you'll collapse a little bit. If my head was a black hole, I'd be proud. That means I learned all that I could know. Little endian, it doesn't always work. I don't know what that means. Is that is that supposed to be about the accents? Or just did I make some sort of weird phoneme combination because I wasn't thinking too hard? Oh. In the name of quarantine, welcome back, Fermat in the chat. Where is that? Oh, Gerlach experiment. That was the one where they took two surfaces, two light beams separating them. No, that was Michelson Morley. I was confused and said the Stern Gerlach is the one where you gotta spin up electron going through a gun, and it goes into a magnetic field that isn't the same all over. It is real hot at the top and real cold at the bottom. Not hold and caught, that's not the right words, but you get it. It is real strong and weak on one other section, and then it goes through and the spin makes the electron go up. If it is up and down, if it is down, it never splits, even though the electron can be in a combination of up and down. That's what quantum mechanics says. And yet if it goes through the machine, it doesn't. It goes either one or the other. And measure it, it is now just up and down, feeling it. But if you, oh, it's a silver atom, that's true, dy, but electrons are on it, cause the silver has, is it true, one atom that doesn't have a spin partner? That's what they're actually measuring, I think. Please correct me, but I think that's true if I didn't see. Oh, cause if it was a whole atom, it shouldn't really act like a fermion in that way. No, yeah, I guess it would. Anyway, if you take a silver atom and you pass it through and it goes up or down, you think that it's true that now it's just spin up and just spin down, and if you do left and right, it'll not know what to do, but instead it's both left and right if it's only up, and both up and down if it's only left and right. I think that's right. It's confusing. You change the quantum state all night, and I don't know how to reconcile that with the fact that it seems like things contract. Putin entered the chat. How about that? Oh, simple proof of the Bell theory. I don't know what, I can't remember what that means. Federico Galato says, you were so good, I must have been hallucinating a Boltzmann brain. Or you might be a Boltzmann brain, that would be insane, I don't think that's true, Federico. If it was true, every second that you existed, you'd expect the world to dissolve into the chaos of existence. It doesn't seem that it's doing that, right, cause I keep continuing this rap, and if I do, it's kind of a disproof that you were ever a Boltzmann brain, cause in truth, the entropy of the universe is lower than you expected. But maybe that's not true, cause in fact you're only your brain now, and then you dissolve. Maybe you're only your brain now. All of your memories dissolve every second. You only exist for one moment. How would you know if you were consisting of things in a brain that were made by random fluctuations of time and space? I prefer bananas, Reinhard Deswar. People came for Crispr and so far they haven't even seen it, cause I haven't been doing that. Instead I've been rapping all the stream. That's okay, almost an hour, dude. Maybe we could go for an hour and then break it for you and go back to the Crispr on the Discord. Tell me what you're feeling, what you wish for in 5 years. That's the question of discussion today. Put it in there and I'll read it later. Hey, I prefer bananas. Still, I don't know what that means. Check out the folding at home stats. Yeah, that's keen. We're past 3,000 back, I think. We're like 20,000 work units or whatever, or points or whatever that is. We got a lot and I really love it. I've slipped a little when doing folding home lately, cause I gotta do things on the stream, and after that I'm actually making videos, and that takes my computing power, so I can't do folding at home till I'm asleep. So other people are passing me, but that's great. I love the people that are doing that, helping us solve COVID in record time flat. Rap through the entire stream, I dare you. No, Valdemar, I said that I would do Crispr for you, and I wanna honor my promise. I'm on it. Before I did the 2 streams ago, I said Entropic Time would be a one that I did, and I didn't. Still gotta change that thumbnail, so I'm not kidding. Oh, in the Twitch, let's see what's going on. Ludwig Boltzmann, who spent most of his time studying statistical mechanics, died in 1906 by his own hand. L. Aaron Fest carrying out the work, died similarly in 1933. Now it is our turn to study statistical mechanics. Oh, that's a fact, that's a thing from a textbook opening about statistical mechanics and how it leads to suicide. It seems probably a statistical anomalies. Oh, our cat would be better. It's probably infinite joule per Kelvin weather. Is there a way to quantify the entropy of the universe? Yeah, you just look at the total wave function. How many dimensions does it have, and how many combinations of it could there be? And then you do the math. You do the microcanonical ensemble, and you take the log of it, and you take the temperature and whatever you want to add, because entropy is consistent with what you know about it. Yeah, the more you know, less entropy there is. It's a measure of disorder in our knowledge, and that's the Bayesian approach to it. I'm through it. Flat Earth Society too. Daniela Guerrero, I like flat earthers a little bit. I find them quaint, I guess. I don't even believe that most of them are real, but I like how they're trolls, and I like how they show that we gotta keep knowing what we know. We can't take it for granted, cause people will start to disbelieve what we see and what we hear on the stream. Science gotta keep on being a thing that can be proven every day, and we gotta do that work to keep humanity afloat with the knowledge of the wise it decomposes. That's just what I knows is. Einstein Puppet Appreciation Society. Sure, can you get it back for me? Einstein Puppet is currently trapped in California. I can't get him back. Something about taxes, tariffs. They can't send him here. Whenever they try, he gets returned over there. Substance is found in so many places. They're called acids or bases. Acid is a proton donator. Base is a proton acceptor. Yeah, will Calvin 9 be revived one day? Probably not. Tom doesn't like me much anymore. I think we've gone separate ways. That's okay. Doing this now. Folding at home has been around a long time. Could never get people interested. Now it knew it would be important someday. Yeah, a pandemic or a plague is a good chance to get people on board for that. I saw we are now the most big supercomputer that's ever existed. Bigger than the 500 previous ones that tried to take the title. Oh, I know, I'd like to be part of that. It makes me feel proud of humanity. Noses. I had a flat earther neighbor, the Mambusian. Hey, was that true? What were they like? I'd love to see one in real life and see what the fight is about, really. What is the deal? What happened to them that made them think that the world is so different from we all say? It seems like it would be an interesting study of humanity and complexity in society. I don't know, maybe I'm naive. What? I bet they're just keeping Puppet Einstein Google up there on Google. He's probably running the show, yeah, he's pretty smart, but he's got a high voice, gets annoying, not really a leader type. Congrats from Spain, thank you, Javier. Thanks for playing this game, but I don't know what you're congratulating me for. Yeah.
We're gonna do a chorus.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
We need up on this stream.
Rap in an hour, and that's how we dream it, yeah.
Gonna do it. Chorus.
We're gonna do it.
I think that's what we need up on this stream.
Yeah.
We're gonna do do a
Aloha Tim and everybody. My name's Catherine, and boy, I just bombed in my Google Meets. Oh well, keep your chin up, Catherine, you'll do better next time. And actually, being embarrassed is the learning experience, and no one remembers it. They're all too busy with their own shit. They keep forwarding me weird YouTube videos about it. Who's that? What are we talking about? Oh, the flat earth people. I like them, I am one of the sheeple. It's actually the moon that's fake, projected on the night sky. That's great, that's what they wanna do in Saudi. I heard when they make the new thing, the city of the world, the future. They wanna have a fake moon all the time, could be full moon. That's kinda weird, I think. They also wanna have robot servants and no roads. Man, that'd be off control. Oh, I think that's what we need on the stream. We're gonna need to do the tourist clean, yeah. I'm not saying the moon landing was fake, but I could definitely see it being made by the US, something that could be fake to beat the USSR. Me too, that's how I treat lots of conspiracies. They could be plausible, but if they are not, there's no evidence for them. It doesn't mean that you're just really good at covering it up. In fact, it probably just didn't happen, right? Everything that could happen doesn't, unless you believe in the multiverse. What if Earth was a Klein bottle? Lol. That would be really hard to get one from side to the other, unless we lived in 4-dimensional space, cause in 3 dimensions Klein bottles can't quite get around back to themselves. A single surface enclosed without self-intersecting, and that's just how it goes. And so you can't really have a solid Klein bottle or anything you can stand on and not crash into the other side of the Earth, and gravity would be really messed up. We'd have to have it at the level of space that it actually changed, and all around it twisted and conveyed something that doesn't seem to exist in pre-space. If it's Euclidean like ours is, almost accept that it's expanding over time. Dark energy commanding us to get further and further apart. Sequel to a ring world, disc world, Mobius world, and maybe a Klein bottle, yeah. 2020, flat earthers exist, yeah, I think there's plenty. Actually, maybe not, I don't know. I am a flat earther truther, maybe they don't show. They're all a conspiracy. Climate change conspiracy theories are a conspiracy theory. Actually, they don't even exist. Everybody believes they're just pretending and fronting for corporate greed. I don't know if that's true, but it seems likely part of it is. What about you? But that's the kind of conspiracy theory I believe. That a little much of people can be paid enough that they'll say a thing that catches the discourse, getting talked about. Everyone who wants to show they're smarter than the people that are going out and protesting, and it gets more traction that way. Outrage, I could see that. AstroTurf, yeah. How has this been going on for an hour? Not quite, I started a bit late, so I gotta say a little longer, that's great. Ladies and gentlemen, we need tinfoil hats. Actually, they're quite comfortable, like space blankets. Keep you warm in the night if you're outside. Radiate back to your head and keep it dry, cause if you make the foil waterproof, spray it with something, then you don't know have to go and use an umbrella. Oh yeah. Conspiracy theorists are usually pretty smart. They're just a little, they just haven't learned proper research practices. It's easy to, if you haven't been taught how to think, it's really easy to think you're really, really smart and be really, really smart and still come to really, really wrong conclusions by taking the wrong information. Yeah. Chorus. We're gonna do a Taurus chorus. It's gonna be the last Taurus chorus. Don't bore us. We got to get to Crispr. We promise. Yeah.
We're gonna do a chorus.
Wanna keep rapping. I feel I'm a little bit trapped by promising to do that, cause I just wanna continue. This is fun. Know about you, but maybe I'll do it a little bit more. Dunning-Kruger is actually not as extreme as people view it. The original Dunning-Kruger experiment didn't show that there is a greater confidence if you know less. Just that your confidence doesn't scale as fast as your knowledge. That makes sense. So the line's not like this. It's kind of like that, where confidence doesn't lie flat, but it goes like that. And then if you have the knowledge like this, it makes a discrepancy, so the ratio is different. But still, it's a bit of a misnomer that the people who know nothing are the ones who think they know the most. Yo, Concord, Tobus, Tobus, Cobus, Cowus. Cowus doesn't really rhyme. Yeah. What plane do you like the most? I don't know. Probably the 2D plane, the complex plane. Pretty good. Oh. Oh, we're fading out. Yeah, fading out. Yeah. Hey, Twitch, I didn't forget about ya. Earth is a Taurus. You can't prove me wrong. That's true. Not from the studio. No. Well, that took a while. That was fun. That was really fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Thanks guys for keeping up with the stream for the past little while. For sticking along for the hour-long rap. Should I take that and post that somewhere? Just feel like Tim raps for an hour. I mean, it's half of this, but I'll probably change the name of this video in retrospect to be like an hour of rap and then Crispr or whatever. So, man, it seems like once you start speaking in rhythm and rhyme, then it's really hard to stop. You just want to keep going, you know? I am rapping in my home. We could do a rap marathon. Oh, that would actually be a really cool like charity event. If I ever wanted to do like a live stream charity event, just like freestyle rap for as long as possible. I feel like I would need a tag team partner. Like, how fast could you possibly do that for? I guess if I had a chorus like that, then I could get those little breaks that I need. Like, that's why I was able to do it for an hour, because like every time I run out of things or you guys run out of saying things, you can just put on the chorus and then it works out. Okay, well, we're gonna do something fun. We are going to go over to this view here. Hey, it's me. You can see me right there. Oh, let's see. Have we still got what is going on here? Oh, we've got the Discord, the Twitch chat, but we don't have the other chat. But actually, I think I'm gonna disable the Twitch chat too. We're gonna not have any chats for this part because I want you to be able to see the video that we're playing and not block like the entirety of the stream. So, as promised in the thumbnail, we're gonna take a look today. I've been thinking of, like, instead of doing blocks where I do Crispr all the time or whatever, what am I talking about? We're doing blocks where I do like a whole bunch of videos in one section. I could instead just do like one video a day or something. Like it could be like part of the stream, but not like a giant, not a part that, like, it's not like a whole episode of the stream. We just do like one. I don't know. I think that might be a cool way to spread these things out and I don't know, give a little more of a structure to the show. But I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Hold on. Before we do this, I need to hydrate, guys. I need to hydrate. Oh, when we have the pad on, just keeps going, doesn't it? It actually feels like it's getting louder, doesn't it? And like there's harmonics being added. That's really weird. I didn't realize this pad did this. Crispr Cas9, bring me a gene encoding for a specific protein. Make a few snips at this coated locust. We work so well inside a streptococcus. Okay, so this video, CRISPR-Cas9, this was I'm excited to get this one. I have a feeling that some of you guys are excited to get to this one too, because this video was definitely like this was a labor of love for me, and it's probably the video that I have spent the most like work hours on in my life. I'm not sure, like Nanobot might beat it because Nanobot's animations are just absurd, but like in terms of the musical arrangement of this thing, this is like the thing that I'm probably proudest of that I've done on my channel. I don't know. It's not the most popular video, but it might be my favorite video that I've done. So let's see, what can I tell you about it? I mean, it's Crispr, the Mr. Sandman parody. I don't know where the idea came from. It just it was one of those things where you're thinking about parodies all day, science parodies all day, every day, and at some point you hear Mr. Sandman, and then at some point later you hear CRISPR-Cas9, and you go, you know what? That could be good. That could be a thing. So it just kind of appears. And then I spent a good year trying to get these lyrics in place, because like there was when I started researching CRISPR, there was so much that I wanted to say. Like I wanted to do the mechanism of it, and like I wanted to do the history and like how it came out of bacteria and then like the mechanism, and the mechanism is complicated, and it took a while to understand it. Like I had a long conversation on Twitter with Joe Hansen, because he happens to have a PhD in like RNA and RNA folding stuff, and he was actually very helpful to me for this video, like explaining, okay, here's what, like, one of the things I was asking was like, okay, so CRISPR stands for clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats, which doesn't seem to really describe what the thing is, right? Like what the thing is a genetic scissors, but oh, and Cas9 is CRISPR associated protein 9. So what does that have to do with anything? What are these clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats that it refers to? So what's going on is in the bacterium where the CRISPR system comes from, there are these regular repeating sections, and between them there are these pieces of DNA, and the pieces of DNA don't come from like they aren't part of other bacteria in the lineage, unless they're closely related. They come from this Cas9 system that when a virus attacks, it clips out bits of DNA from the virus and inserts them into the bacterium's genome in this regular way. And the repeat is a marker telling the bacterial genome, this is a virus gene that you're going to use as defense now. So when the virus comes and infects you, you're going to print a whole bunch of these and see if one matches, and then you can take your Cas. I think Cas9 is the one that takes Cas9 is the one that takes that sequence after it's been like re-expressed by the bacterium, and goes and finds new versions of the the virus that has the same DNA, and like chops it up. The earlier proteins like Cas1, Cas2, Cas3, those are the ones that actually find the original virus gene and clip it out and insert it into the bacterial genome. I think I've got that right. And so this is, and then the palindromic, like why are these sequences that mark for viral genes? The reason they're palindromic is that when the gene is expressed, it's expressed with its marker, and that marker actually forms this little RNA loop, and that's what enables it to be grabbed on by the Cas9 protein. So the Cas9 is looking for this little, because an RNA can form like 3D structures, and if it's palindromic, then it'll match up to itself, and it makes this little loop, and then the Cas9 grabs onto that. And because it's looking for that, it's modular. It can take any gene sequence that comes after that in the actual like viral gene and just use it. So it's like this modular, reusable DNA scissors that can cut any sequence you give it. So that's why discovering that and implementing it for gene editing was such a master stroke. Because previously, I mean, we had like zinc fingers and like older gene editing techniques, but they were a lot cruder, and you kind of needed different ones for different parts. And yeah, they keep discovering new Cas proteins, right? Like Melissa Gevin saying they use Cas13 for corona tests. I believe that because Cas9 was the state of the art at the time. But right away, the people who are leading this, and there's actually quite like I don't know if the lawsuits are resolved, but there's quite like a patent war going on about who owns the rights to CRISPR-Cas9 and that whole stuff between Jennifer Doudna and what's his Feng Zheng, is that his name? I might be getting confused with another scientist. Yeah, but there's besides all that, this is getting used all the time, and whoever wins the patent war, we benefit, so that's nice. Benefit with great power comes great responsibility. So that's the other thing I really wanted to get across in this video, was like sort of going off that same train of thought that we were doing in Eminemium about here's this new source of power. In the 20th century, the like crazy scientific advancements of the world were led by physics, and so we got the we got relativity and nuclear physics and the atomic revolution and physics and math. So you've got like the computing revolution, which is also led by Moore's law, which is led by physics, right? Quantum mechanics leading to semiconductors and tiny little switches that allow the thing that's in your hand or the screen that you're watching right now. But I think the 21st century is going to be led by biology. It's going to be like bioengineering. It's going to be synthetic biology stuff. And this is the new source of power, right? And I mean like power in terms of like control over the universe, and over ourselves, and over the world. So let's see. What did Raphael, not long ago, I learned that in Choose Yourself song, you say, you gotta, not you gilla. You gotta, yeah. I mean, that's something, I guess that's what I should expect if I put the lyrics behind myself while I sing. That's not great. Yeah. So let us watch this video. Alex Knopf says, most viruses have RNA, not DNA. Yeah, that's true. That's true, actually. I'm not sure if the Cas9 system also works for the Cas system generally also works for RNA viruses, or whether it's specific to DNA viruses. If somebody knows that, let me know in the chat, because it might just be specific for them. But let's watch this and see where we go. Oh yeah, but yeah, so one of the reasons it took me so long to do this was just I needed to figure out how to put all that information into the song. And so, stretched it out. I think there's more verses in here than there are even in the, like Mr. Sandman is already like kind of a long, like a repetitive song, but there's more verses in here than there are in Mr. Sandman. And in addition, there's this crazy bridge that I just put into it because like there needs to be a break, and I want there to be a real rapid fire part to kind of go through like point wise all the stuff that I missed, didn't get to say anywhere else, and particularly it ended up being most of the ethics stuff. So let's watch it. I was really obsessed with like electro swing type stuff at the time, so this is the first of two. Like the one I did after this is Whole New Worlds, and you can hear the electro swing influence there. But this really, it just worked for like the electro swing kind of sound. So it kind of goes from old school into electro swing, and then into, I don't know, like smooth jazz, and then into big band, and I don't know what it is. Hey, nice record scratch, huh? It's like supposed to be old time TV. I've always wanted to do a bouncing ball in one of my videos. Like this is the thing that you used to see in old, like, I don't know, Disney Christmas sing-alongs and whatever, and it's just it's a weird effect.
Make a few snips at this coded locus. You work so well inside a streptococcus. Cause I'm so alone without your scissors and my chromosomes.
There's scissors there. I don't know if you can see them.
Light me up and do it clear. Crispr-Cas9, bring me a gene.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be 1940s this whole time? Ha! A lot of these graphics, the 3D graphics, all come from MIT, I think, and they were gracious. They're gracious enough to release them public domain.
CRISPR-Cas9, give me a gene, a virus sequence.
So this animation here, this is my own work. This was like the first video that I really that I did serious. I don't know. Any sort of like serious, I mean, compared to what I did with Nanobot, it's not really that high tech, but it was more than I had done before. My niece used to watch this when she was like 2 or 3, and she would call this my green pepper video because I just made these proteins into green blobs. So here you've got the DNA sequence coming in from the virus and getting cut up by Cas1 and Cas2.
It's stored as genomic with clustered repeats that are palindromic. Cas9, bind with this code. Use it to.
Oh, there's this trace. Oh, I forgot about this. There's this tracer RNA that is that what's going on? Maybe I got it wrong with the loop. I feel like this is a cartoon, and there is also some looping going on in the palindromic sequence here. But there's also this tracer RNA that's forming this 3D structure and hydrogen bonding with bits of itself that allows it to attach to Cas9.
Target infections of old.
So here's a new virus gene sequence. It rips it open and cuts it up.
CRISPR-Cas9, give me a gene.
I like the disco thing in the back there. Also, I really like that, like the double time, taking like using that as a riff, like the double time of the original. It's really good.
CRISPR-Cas9, cut me a gene with a precision that I've never seen. Unzip a strand and interrogate it. Seek out your sequence until you locate it. Cas9, lock into place and do your job as endonuclease. Chop just like a guillotine. CRISPR-Cas9, cut me a gene. Step, stop.
I like so you're hearing again those. I'm doing some things with the acapella that you've heard me do in the past. That like as transitions. That was something that it's just always like you want some sort of swell or something to get you over a transition to make it feel like things are moving forward, and that's it's always a good bet. This so I most of the time I think I doubled this with a singing because it was I don't think I did it for this part, but later on I double it a lot with the like me singing the same part because it's hard to get like a good amount of I don't know, power and like you can get kind of the timbre of a trumpet, but it doesn't really sound like a trumpet, right? It's more just like invoking a trumpet. Still doing the same things of trying to represent the trumpets, which is fun.
Step, stop. CRISPR-Cas9. CRISPR-Cas9.
That is that's kind of ripped from Aladdin, isn't it? I was actually already working on Whole New Worlds. At the time, that the Whole New Worlds has a whole long story to it that I will tell you once we get to that video. Look at these. Look at the way we warped here. This is a beautiful face. Oh yeah. Wide angle lenses make your hands look huge when you clap. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but this is stolen from because I had already been doing that, and it was just in my brain, I guess, and like I needed some sort of transition It's like, we need a break. Zip, snap, CRISPR-Cas9. It's kind of an old-timey flavor. I don't know. Anyways, let's now switch keys and head into, like, I don't know, smooth jazz territory. Double bass over here.
By commandeering my repair routine, a strand to match your severed location. Puts up a molecules recombination.
So this is how you get new gene sequences into a genome after you've put in after you've, like, because all CRISPR can do is chop at a precise place. So what you do is you chop in a section and you know exactly where you've chopped, and then you put in a bit of a little strand of DNA that you're trying to insert into the genome that has matching ends to the DNA that you chopped up. And your cells have this machinery for fixing double-stranded breaks, which is when DNA like breaks on both of its strands and actually pulls apart, where they're looking for matches in the sequences that overlap, and they're like putting them back together. And also this, it does that because it wants to go back that way if the sequences match up. But it would happen only once every, like very, very rarely, if not for enzymes that were doing it intentionally. However you think about intentionality in evolved organisms that are cellular. Yeah, so you've got to put in your new gene somehow, like inject it in like a plasmid or whatever, and then like have the ends matching the gene you want in the middle, and the ends are going to match the either side of the break that you made into the DNA strand, and then hopefully your body will insert it into that break. Now it was later found with Cas9 that it's not quite as targeted as they were hoping. There were a lot of like off-target mutations where either it would cut in the wrong place or it would insert in the wrong place. I think that's one of the reasons why Cas9 is now no longer state of the art, is that they've found things that have lower rates of that. This was really so this video was really what started me on like learning about jazz. Like, I knew nothing about jazz when I was doing this video, and even doing it, like I didn't know any theory, any like real jazz theory. And so when it got to this part, like I wanted something that sounded like rich and modern and complex, and I didn't know how to do it. So I just went to my keyboard and tried to like figure out what is it that makes something sound jazzy, right? Especially modern. And I think accidentally what I pretty much came up with was like chordal harmony, which is like what a lot of modern jazz is based on. So like standard harmony is built on triads, right? And even like old school harmony is built more on like extensions. So like instead of just going, and that's your triad, you've got like, right? And so you can get a really crunchy chord, like, whatever. But more modern jazz harmony actually gets rid of triads entirely a lot of the time and works with chordal harmony, which is when you have stacked fourths. So like that kind of thing. And so I kind of accidentally discovered that while I was just like feeling this out and being like, what weird things sound like modern jazz. And then later I found out what I was actually doing. I still have never actually plotted out what chords I'm using here. I just like played it on my piano into like a MIDI thing and then went and sang what I found. So I don't know if once again, I said this when I was, when I did the making of video, but if you want to transcribe it, you can. CRISPR-Cas9, bring me a gene by commandeering my repair routine. Oh yeah, I mean, I accidentally discovered a lot of like, what is it? Like this is a classic 2-5-1 move, right? And I didn't know about, like, I hadn't really practiced 2-5-1s at the time, but I sort of found it just because, like, you listen to jazz and you hear, well, what are the notes? And you come across it.
A strand to match your severed location. For some homologous recombination. Cas9, cheap and precise. Rewriting genomes from microbes to mice.
I mean, I didn't accidentally rediscover jazz. I accidentally figured out what jazz was doing by listening to jazz, right?
And soothe the humble human being. Crispr Cas9, bring me a gene.
I really like that syncopation. Cas9, bring me a gene. And then do my drumming chops there.
CRISPR Cas9, bring me a gene.
Now we get into the big band section. This part was really inspired by a particular Tony Awards opening called Bigger that Neil Patrick Harris sang for, I think, the Tony Awards in like 2012 or something. No, it was later than 2012. It was like a couple years before I did this. 2014, 2015, something like that. And it was this piece that just like went on and kept having more verses that like raised, like kept rising in key and rising in complexity, and it had like a rap verse that Lin-Manuel wrote. And it was just like this huge bombastic thing that you just kept thinking it's going to be over now, and it kept getting better and bigger. And I wanted to give that same sort of feel for this. I still don't think it's a good idea to have reading in the middle of things while you're trying to listen to lyrics. But I had so many faces on the screen. And this is actually, by this time I had really figured out how to use After Effects, and in particular how to do masking. So when you're doing video editing, like previously I had been trying to actually cut, like there are tools to like cut your video into particular shapes, and do it exactly, but it's you've got to move things around. It's real trial and error. But there's also a way that you can make a layer that's like so this whole layer is like white lines on black, and then you can impose that over another layer that has all of your these things like slightly cropped, but not like super accurately cropped. Like they just have to be in these lines, and then you put the mask over them, and hey, it makes it magically perfect, right? So that was real helpful. It took forever. Also, I spent a long time animating these like lights in the background. You'll notice they like go off like show lights.
Give us a gene, give us a miracle.
Actually, this is kind of like a pinball machine effect right now, isn't it?
Like that one Nazarene, 'cause giving the lame their legs and the blind their sight is.
That one Nazarene is a reference to Jesus, if you didn't get it. Because it's like, make the lame walk and the blind see. And that's the type of thing that CRISPR is now, you're now talking about doing with CRISPR, right?
And 'cause giving the lame their legs and the blind their sight is.
I also, can we just take a moment to appreciate that rhyme? Giving the lame their legs and the blind their sight is in view for dystrophy and retinitis. Tom Lehrer is an inspiration for a lot of these rhyme schemes because he was so good at doing like exact rhymes, and it's really like there's a different feel. Like if you're doing rap or like hip hop type things, you're looking to like bend words and just put like as many similar sounding syllables in place. But if you're going for like that old timey like clever lyricist feel, then you do like exact rhymes, but rhymes that you wouldn't have expected, right? That surprise you. It's more of like like the musical theater lyricism is kind of in that, right? I don't know, Rodgers and Hammerstein or like Gilbert and Sullivan, these kinds of things. And Tom Lehrer did that excellently. His Vatican Rag, where it's like, what is it? Yes, rosaries, you have great. Do whatever steps you want if you have cleared it with the pontiff. Everybody say his own everybody say his own Kyrie eleison. It's like, oh, that's so good. That's so perfect, And that's what I was able to do that pretty well here with like mixing this. It's when you can do like a technical scientific word and like rhyme it perfectly with your phrase. It's so fun.
Outside our power and inside us all, that really good inside a scene. When there's
Yes, that inside a scene is a pun on cytosine, which comes back at the end. We'll talk about that more.
terrible, wonderful power unsettling arms that torture and ethically metal is elegant genital melody better to fit into warrant genetics and better to modify men in the matter of Gallica, recipe, mammoth, or make a redact, grammatical, medical means to eradicate aging or cancer or make a fanatic, a massive epidemic, a weapon to bury a single mosquito, no weapon, malaria, send in a viral infection to bury a cure to the sense of an HIV carrier, free of diseases we're free to encounter, when nature and accident fail to discover and fail to be other than all that we ever have been.
Is there anything to say about that section? I don't know. It's big and bombastic. There's way too many heads here. There's still like even your video doesn't take a breath in that part. Yes, Zymuth. That's a thing that is really hard to replicate live, because like it is possible to do that with training, but I definitely faked it quite a bit when I was doing that, especially because if you're doing head voice takes a lot more air than if you're singing chest voice. So this would probably be easier if you were a female singer. But for me, I did maybe 2 lines of that and then I'm out of breath. So yeah, it's digital trickery, but it's rhyming Gattaca with Rattata. That was pretty nice. Yeah, it's heightening of reality as much of this is. There's just so many of these though. Look at this. And this is like, I think I wanted to do half of all the voices that I actually did in the track, because most of these things are like quadrupled in the track, but I at least wanted to like double them to give you some sense of it. So that's why there's just so many people on the screen at this point. I actually really like that what I was able to do with the, because that's a really good like tense like flat 9 thing though in there. Crispr 9 with a flat 9. But then that's sort of like usually when you hear that, it means you're gonna resolve to the like the minor, right? So like, or which would be the key that we're already in. But because it's got that flat 9, it actually lets you raise up a semitone in a really nice way. You know? Wait, yeah. And you've already got that note in there, so it like hangs together and it just lets you do this really sneaky semitone modulation. I was really proud of that. Let's do it again. The big. If I had my full body right here on screen, I would be doing those can kicks in a chorus line, but I am not. So you're gonna have to imagine the can kicks.
Bring us a G. You unprescribe protein.
I think at some point Joe Hansen mentioned to me told me the word ribonucleoprotein just while we were talking in the DMs, and I was like, I need that word. That word needs to go in. It's such a good word.
You have the power to vanquish or save us. Who would have thought that the microbe that gave us Cas9 is Biodenise, the source of germ and flesh-eating disease? Found this marvelous machine. Will have used its greater dosing. Crispr Cas9, bring us, please don't sting us. Cas9.
That's actually not Cas9. I think it's Cas1.
With adenine and thymine inside a seed. Cas9, bring us a gene.
Hold on. There's a couple of things I want to show you in that, I think. One of them is like just this general format of the ending. I've gotten really I'm a real fan of barbershop tags, and that's the classic thing you do in a barbershop tag. Except like, I don't know if I've ever heard a barbershop tag with an orchestra behind it, so that was a cool thing I was able to do. But like in something like that, usually you've got this one voice that just carries through. That's called the post, and it's just holding one note, and the other three voices are like dancing around it, and all these like strange tension building chords that, you know, get more and more dissonant and like heighten the tension, and then they like come in all together and ring together. So that's what I was implementing here as a barbershop thing. Also, you'll notice that the bright spots here map out ATC. So with adenine and thymine inside a scene, inside a scene. I got so many comments on, not so many, but like a few comments on this video that were like, I think you made a typo down here. I think it's you're supposed to be and cytosine, and I was like, yeah, that's whoosh. that's the joke. So, but then, yeah, putting the timpani in here. There's actually a lot of like subtle, I don't know, like timpani sounds that timpani is really good for like filling out. I'll just give me something a little more of like a punch in an orchestral arrangement. That dum boom 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 boom, right? It's just like you often don't hear it. Like I think this is the first time you would really notice it in this mix, but you know, there it is. You know, and it often fills the same effect of kind of building tension as like this post. So we have them together here. And then we've got like these lights. The way to implement this in After Effects is just to have lots of like add layers. So instead of just layers piling on top of each other, you have layers that only add if they're brighter than previous layers, which is how light works. So just putting like more and more and more of these weird like light gradients on to make this like crazy light show. And then that's like a polychord. So that end is there. There's like there's this whole thing. So that's the resolution. But at the same time, there's like a Lydian, so it's basically a C major on top of a B flat major, all at once, and it's so crunchy and I don't know, epic for the ending. Yeah. Bit overly compressed. I wish I could have had more of a crescendo.
Hey musical scientists, hope you learned some cool things about CRISPR and the frontiers of gene editing in this video. If you're still a little confused, I made a playlist of other YouTube videos exploring the topic.
I look so different here. This is the problem with spending so much time in video editing. You saw this in Eminem too. Like by the time I get to the end of it, I look like my hair's all different and my facial hair is different. The suit that I was using for most of this is actually the suit that it was my best man suit for my sister's wedding, and it's shown up in a couple of videos because it's the only really nice suit that I have. So whenever I want to portray class, I end up pulling it out again. But then in the end, I decide not to. I don't even know if I'm even wearing anything but this V-neck today. Today, it's true here too. For this.
Hey musical scientists, hope you learned some cool things about—
Oh man, I was on Snapchat. I'm still technically on Snapchat, but I haven't used Snapchat in like, I don't know, many years.
About CRISPR and the frontiers of gene editing in this video. If you're still a little confused, I made a playlist of other YouTube videos exploring the topic.
Got Joe
so
Hansen
go
down
watch
here
that. If you want a taste of what
so
goes
much.
into making an arrangement like this, I put an accompanying video on—
Yeah, one of the things about watching these videos is that I can't really get into the details of the arrangement, but if you go to the Crispr video, you can always watch that. It's like a good 20 minutes, and it breaks it down really layer by layer.
Acapella Science 2. It's about a 20-minute in-depth view where I explode one section of the song and I—
When did I film the end screen? I always film the end screens like right before I'm publishing the video, basically, because I want to make sure they're up to date. I want to make sure that I have all I have the right patrons, that I can put them in and like shout them out if there's any people who are who have signed up on the god tier patron or whatever, or what is it? Our Musical Science Grand Poobah. That's like the $500 level, and it's just like if you're gonna do announcements, you want them to be current, right? So I always like finish making the entire video and then I go and shoot the end screen. But one of the results of that is that if your video editing takes months, then you end up with kind of a— I mean, I could have probably like gone and got the same haircut and worn the same outfit and tried to fake it, but I didn't. I don't know why.
I go through it and you can really see what all the different voices are doing. A few shoutouts are in order. Joe Hansen from It's Okay to Be Smart, who did a lot of consulting and vetted the lyrics for technical accuracy. MIT's McGovern.
Yeah, it was really nice of him, because I just put like a random tweet out. It was like, hey, does anyone on my Twitter understand Crispr, because I don't? And he was like, hey, DM me. This is my wheelhouse. And I didn't really know him before that, so it was really nice of him.
McGovern Institute for Brain Research, which provided the 3D animations for this video. And my roommate and camera guy, Tom Zalatinai, who just put out a new cooking video on his channel, and it's kind of hilarious. And I'm in it. So
yeah, we did like a...
Finally,
did like a series of that. Tom and I were roommates at the time, and we had kind of we were doing a podcast together, and we like he did a lot of the filming for a few of the videos. Like he did the behind the camera work for Entropic Time. He was in front of the camera handing me things, and he was the main guy for the work from home video, like behind the camera filming and stuff. Unfortunately, Tom and I, as roommates sometimes do, had a bit of a falling out, and we no longer work together. But they're still doing the podcast, and as far as I've heard, it's quite funny. So it's called Up for Discussion if you'd like to check it out.
Gigantic thank you to my Patreon supporters who got this song almost a month ago and have been waiting very patiently for the actual video to come out. If you'd like early access to Acapella Science content, or you'd like your name in a video like this one, or you just want to help me out, go to patreon.com/acapella
Patreon plug,
Science. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.
Wait, how did you make the song without knowing much? I mean, that was in the first stages of Crispr. Like one of the things about researching is you can get to a certain point while you're you can get to a certain point of researching by reading like popular articles, and you can get to a different point by reading like for primary source research papers. But there's kind of this area in the middle of all the stuff that's learned in the course of like a biology degree that won't be that's like too technical for the popular sources, but it's also too known by everybody to put in a research paper. So like there's this middle ground, and that's what you really struggle with if you're coming from outside outside of the field and trying to learn in depth something. Like the cutting edge is very accessible because you just know what papers to read, and it's all the like the stuff about like the popular story level where it's what its origins are, and like that'll usually, if it's a story that people have done journalism on. But like the kind of thing like, hey, what does it mean that it's palindromic, and why is it palindromic, and how exactly does does RNA folding work? That kind of stuff, like you'd have to take a survey course, or you'd have to like know exactly the right terms to Google and what journals to go and get. And that's the kind of thing where it's so much easier to reach out and say, hey, does anyone already know this? Because it's not super like impossible to find someone. It's not like hyper specialized. It's just a specialty I don't have, and would have to find the right textbook or something to get. So yeah, that's when so no, but by the end of this, I knew quite a bit about CRISPR. I'm still new, not like super technically sophisticated. I learned enough to make this video, and probably quite a bit more. But what I know now is pretty much what's in this video, because this is like my time capsule to myself of my previous state of knowledge.
Notifications for this channel so you never miss another video. My name is Tim Blay, and you're watching Acapella Science.
Acapella Science.
Yay!
The most complicated section in the entire recording. It's
this
last part of
and then
the
this
last
is
verse sort of coming off.
Yeah, that's just me talking. I put the audio on of the making of to give people a little teaser. So let's go back to, what should we do? Should we go to this screen? Is that, oh, hey, look, it's the infinite tunnel. The infinite tunnel. Oh, yeah. We got the infinite tunnel of my things going back and forth like this. Wee. Hey, look at the mouse travel down in weird lines, and I can do that too. This never ceases to fascinate me. Sometimes when the stream is off, I just do this and watch it. But it's because we're going to go to the Discord. Yeah. Before we end, we're going to do the daily discussion. So, what kind of I like it to be soft music for the daily discussion, so let's do another one of these. Smooth. Yeah. All right. Shall we put some effects on the voice so we can sound more epic? More epic. Yeah. Hello. And now we're gonna go down to the Discord, to the daily discussion. Oh yeah, where we can see if we scroll up. Oh, 23 new messages. Cool. People are participating today. Oh, where is it? Oh, that's further back than I want to be. Oh, there's today's discussion. All right. He'll hydrate. Yes. Hydrate, please. Hey, Titus Wang is here is the last commenter currently on both Twitch and YouTube. Congratulations. For doubling up. I like that. I like to see that. Today's discussion following from yesterday. So yesterday we asked, what would you ask yourself? What would you tell yourself as advice 5 years ago? And everyone was very emotionally honest, and it was great. Today we have the opposite. What do you hope to be in 5 years? A.Ham says happy. Laura says, academically speaking, I hope I will be preparing my PhD. But who knows what will happen in 5 years? Yeah, Laura, that's how I feel. When I asked this question, I thought about it myself, and I realized I don't really have a 5-year plan. I think my plan for my 30s involves a family, and it involves figuring out how to do this YouTube thing properly, which even though I'm many years along, I still feel like I haven't quite got it. This stream is helping quite a lot to figure that out, actually, just in terms of putting in proper work days and getting things out on regular schedules and stuff like that. I feel like this thing still has greater potential than I actually have reached so far. In terms of production, just raw production mostly, like how many of these I can make and how good they can be. So that's my 5 years. But I agree with you, Loris. Like, who knows? It seems like the pace of change accelerates. Luke Sell says same on the happy thing. You guys can also tell me in the live chat, but it's probably easier in the Discord. So I'm just scrolling down, I can read it. Alice says, hopefully finishing my PhD and actually becoming a functioning adult. Alice, I'm still waiting on that myself. Not the PhD, but I'm not trying to do a PhD. But becoming a functioning adult, I don't know. The Vlog Brothers had was it Hank or John? It was one of the two. Had a line at one point that was like, adulthood is when you stop believing that you'll ever become an adult. When you stop waiting to become an adult or something like that. Non-Euclidean Dreamer says, wishes to have a permanent position at my school, to live in a bigger house or apartment, perhaps in Switzerland, since by then my children are old enough not to cause huge childcare costs. Germany is more progressive in family politics than Switzerland. Childcare for under 5s costs 1/10. That's great. But you would like to get to Switzerland once your children are old enough. Switzerland's a great, I don't know, it's very beautiful. Jade says, I used to try and wing it without a 5-year plan, but the stuff I want to do takes a ton of sub-goals. Yeah, I should properly think about that. I just do things. Whenever I make plans, occasionally I'll get on like I'm gonna make a plan for this year, and then like a month later, the plan doesn't feel right for me anymore, because I forgot about all the things that would inspire me in the meantime. It's a tricky balance to follow. But if you have something that you're really aiming for, that you know, like this is a thing that will take years of work, and I need to plan it out. Otherwise, you'll wonder why it never happened when you had the power to make it happen. Noel says, okay, yeah, that was Noel. To be either doing my PhD or being a med school student, to also be happy and content in doing so, and maybe not terribly in debt. Yeah, it's always nice. Violins BL says, probably just starting my grad school. I'm still in high school. Also I am reading Tuesdays with Maury, which is a very interesting book that talks about stuff like this. I hope to travel, possibly. Bratislava hopes to be just finishing her PhD with a secure place at her home university, living in my own house and married. And wouldn't that be and yeah, I would like that too in 5 years. It'll require me to, work hard and also have time in between there to have proper relationships, which is a very difficult thing to balance, isn't it? And I hope I keep winning the daily battles against anxiety. Maybe in 5 years I will know when the very last panic attack of my life will have been. That's a really cool thing to hope for. That you can look back and be like, okay, there's the moment, the last time. Melissa Given, hopefully I'll become a math and biology teacher by then, and if I discover it's not what I actually want to do for a lifetime, pretty unlikely but possible, be brave enough to change paths. I like that. I like that it comes with like a scientist's caveat, like commitment to the best thing you can imagine, and also desire for the freedom to change to a better thing if you imagine it. Jade says, finishing up this co-op and then 2 more years of a bachelor's, then 3 more for my professional master's. So 5 years for now, presuming I can adapt for any sudden obstacles. And I often do. I should be an electrical aerospace engineer with 3 years of experience. Be graduating with a master's in ECE. That's great. That's a good plan. Independently wealthy, says Mad Mojo Monkey. Don't we all hope for that? Zach S says, I'd hope to be finishing up a postdoc and landing my first academic job. I'd love to have settled down a bit shortly after with a place I can call my own and a dog that sleeps in the bed next to me at night. Stretch goal is to be dating a celebrity. Well, Zach, I wouldn't try to date a celebrity. I would try to date somebody who's as good as you imagine celebrities being. Prox says, in 5 years, I will probably be doing my first year of a PhD. Yeah, or a master's program. I really hope I figure out which field I'm more interested in by the time I'm done with undergrad. I'm currently in my first year of doing a double major in physics and biology, but I can't decide which one I love more. Prox, I had that struggle. I was really interested in, like, as soon as I started discovering like the mechanisms of microbiology, I was super into it. I was like, man, maybe this should be what I want to do. In the end, I went for foundational science over complexity science, or but both of those are great options. Valderg says, I hope to have finished my PhD. I'm entering year 3, so I really hope not to still be here. I'm trying to get as many. Yeah, here's hoping, Valderg. I think around here your funding would run out if you're still doing a PhD in 5 years. PhDs are a weighty thing, and they take as long as they take, don't they? I'm trying to get as many skills and take as many classes as I can to maximize my value to employers. At least my funding is secure during this whole pandemic. That's great. La Reine des Siths. I hope to be a vet doing surgery residency. That would be really nice. We've got everyone here seems to be pretty focused on pursuing scientific or technical or medical professions. Man. More of the current year, only maybe a little more. I've worked really hard to make my life the best that I possibly can, people and things around me. I hope my health will improve, that I can continue to work towards happiness and not worry about petty things. I do need to have one of my business ventures succeed in 5 years, or I'll be homeless and hungry. Neither of those sound good. That's true. Yeah, and all the best in your business ventures. Find something the world needs. The world has needs. Physics PhD candidate, says DUI Physics. Yeah, cool. 5 years from now, I hope to be finishing my PhD in biomedical sciences. Do you guys know what you want to do with your PhD? Like a lot of people have the goal to be a PhD, and like to get a PhD, what do you plan to do afterwards? Is it like, are you looking at becoming an academic or being a researcher, or what are we talking about? I would be running a cow asylum. Wow. I've never heard of a cow asylum and a senior house for dogs from shelters. You're looking at making life better for animals. That's really cool. Sophios, I would like to have accumulated enough science knowledge to be a true science nerd. I also hope to keep some of the good friends that I have now. Yeah. I hope that too. That's one thing that I feel like I'm not great at, is keeping like relationships very long term. It would be nice to look back 5 years from now and say, hey, those people that were important to me right now are still important to me, and I to them. Let's see. I used to know when I was younger, but today it's pretty vague. Oh, interesting. I think I want to be better at my hobbies like programming, editing, filmmaking, acting, and music making. Raphael, that's interesting. That's I feel that. I'm not sure if I feel that in all aspects, but like there's a way that you can gain knowledge through your life where it results in like the destruction of the thing that you thought you knew previously. And then the wisdom is that actually you didn't know enough to know what you wanted before. I hope I will have written a story I can be happy with. Hey, Bowser, that's a good goal. Start now, write 100 stories. I hope I can have my PhD by then, jeez. Coupled clusters, learning a lot of skills and remastered it like a boss. There's not enough skills that I learned in this year, so it'll be a challenge. Well, how many skills are you planning on learning? Shai Hulud, if I learned anything in the past 5 years, it's that there's no point in trying to predict the next 5. Shai Hulud, that's fair. I'm gonna cut it off at Mandarail here because we're almost out of time. Pycat says true science nerd. Yeah, come on. Catherine, 5 years from now, maybe be a grandma, but that might be a reach. I mean, that depends on your kids, right? You don't really get to make that choice. I want to be fit, travel all over the world, and have great experiences and conversations. And sing more. I want to host those people in Hawaii and have great conversations and experiences. Hopefully Tim will be one of those people. Hey, Catherine, once this quarantine's over, if you want to take me out to Hawaii somehow, I will probably say yes. Ligo, I want to go to Ligo. We're talking about Ligo. Drinkwater says, in 5 years I hope to be a leading engineer and have 2 more kids. So 4 in total. Whoa, already 2 and ready for 2 more. I remember someone telling me you should have 1 more kid than you think you can have. I'm not sure if that's an accurate thing. Mandarael says, luckily I'm already a biomathematics professor and a mother of 2 wonderful kids. So all I need in 5 years is to be alive. That's a good goal. Good goal, Mandarael. All right. Back to the tunnel of voidness. And then back to, hey, it's this. Whoa, we still got these people up. Let's go back to the loops. Yeah. You know what time it is. I think you know the time. It's the time to sing about science. Oh yeah, check it out. Sorry for going overtime, Titus. Oh yeah. We're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, alright, we're gonna sing about. We already did an hour of improv, but that's okay. We're gonna sing about more science today. Oh, but you gotta tell me what to sing about. Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody's still talking about things that they said in the Discord, and that's great. But me over here, I'm breaking my voice to sing something about science things. Let's see. Oh, sing about foods. It's Sophios. Food goes in your mouth. That's kinda gross if you don't think about it as a person. Chewing up things and doing some digestion. It goes into your intestine and gets absorbed into your bloodstream. Oh, sugars and fats and proteins going all over your body, delivering to your cells all the energy that you'd ever need, combusting them with oxygen from your hemoglobin at super speed, giving you all the energy you need. Oh, and then the waste that comes with it is filtered out and goes right into your poop. Yeah, that's truth. That's how we do with food. Yeah, don't be rude. Don't say words you know will be misconstrued. Science. We're gonna sing about science. Oh yeah, we're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about. What else we got? What else we got in the chat? Okay, TensorFlow, I don't know about that. I know TensorFlow can be used to make neural networks like make things happen, but other than that, I don't really know what about a tesseract. Maybe do something about observatories on the ground, not in the stars. That's how they go. Looking up, need cloudy days to go away, so you can observe. Hey, there is a cool observatory in Alaska called HARARP, and people use it for all sorts of conspiracy theories. But really, it's a laser mazer pointed at the stratosphere, so that they can clear the clouds away and so they can see. I think there might be other things it does. I don't remember much about it. Oh, harp, somebody tell me more about it. Oh yeah, this fails into the reach of philosophy. Fails? You mean falls? What else happens at observatories? Lots of cool science. I mean, but I don't really know particularly lots of ones. What's going on in them, like the day-to-day these days. They observe the heavens a lot. Oh. Are we failing? What's the cloning paradox? Singing about science. Oh, that's what Jan Hoffman says. Was that? No, that was Jonathan
Hayward. Sorry, Jonathan, it's really hard to get it right on the real time. Saying about science gets hard if you don't know much about what people say. 'Cause collectively, all your intelligence dwarfs mine any day, and so does the knowledge you claim. I could never match you. So when you tell me things to sing about that aren't in my field of study, that I haven't made a video about, probably I know like two things, making it hard to stretch out what I say. Oh, it's hard today. Sing about abstract algebra all the way. I like group algebras best. Lee and all the rest. Is this a test on my math quest? Tensors. Oh, I got a spherical cows in a vacuum. We're gonna sing about Maxwell's equations. There are 4 of them. They come in forms of integration and of differentiation. Oh yeah, in a vacuum they're really simple. They say the fields have no curve at all. No curl, that's the technical word, I think. And no divergence either, that's pretty sweet. No wait, is that true? What are Maxwell's equations now? Divergence is 0, but the curl is actually related to the time derivative of the other one, dB over dt or EE over ET, depending which one you're looking at. So the curl of one field is the rate of change of the other field, and vice versa. That's how we get waves of electromagnetism. I think I did all my improvs in the first hour of this video. But if you're in a dielectric or you've got charges around, then the divergence of magnetism is always 0, but not the electric one. Yeah. But maybe if there were monopoles, those equations would be totally symmetrical. Yeah. 'Cause then you'd have a divergence from magnetic sources and from the other ones in polar vortices. Oh, science! That didn't make sense. We're gonna sing about science. We're gonna sing about science. We already sang about science. We're gonna sing about science. Yeah, we're gonna sing about science. Tell me in the chat what your name is, holla back what, yeah. I'm gonna read off your names and it would be a shame if you don't say them. On Twitch we got Radislava and Titus TW. Who we got on YouTube? I wish I knew. We got Radislava Bonarova and Alice over here. Got Gabrielle Fonseca and N. Smith in my ear. We got Non-Euclidean Dreamer and Catherine Rose. Whoa. Got Sean Ale, Ewa Jasic, A.A. Bowser, yeah, you know it. Got Philippa Beckman and Kate Roscoe. Got Jonathan Haywood, Jake Cutter, Pete Karaka, Chino Hoshi, Jan Huffman, yes, say this. Got Sophie Yost on Euclidean Dreamer again. Pete Karaka, Miss Melissa Gavin. Got Bryce Schober, Daniela Guerrero, Lori Svensson. Some other people say who they are. Peter Noddle, see ya. T-Pen, also see ya. Is that a thing about T-Pain that you were doing there? I'm not sure. We can do a T-Pain voice. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a T-Pain voice for you just for a minute, yeah. Let's see, we got Sunfish, Thumb and Goozy and Jan Hoffman. That's really great. We gotta make it mixolydian so we can have the flat 7th, yeah. Saito, see you later. Got a red moon in the chat. Got Gabrielle Fonseca and over on Twitch. Got Yassi Bill, Dragon Water, and C. Smith, Spodex, Alice again. Yeah, goodbye, that's how we do. We're gonna see you tomorrow. I don't know what we'll do. Maybe watch another video, but right now it's true. We're gonna keep the party hopping on this stream. Gonna go over to Twitch and keep on making quarantine. Oh yeah. So go to twitch.com/twitch.tv/science. If you're not there, we're gonna gonna make a new a cappella science song. Yeah.
How do you get a Mixolydian tuned handpan? You just make an Ionian handpan that's in a different key. Yeah. Alright, we're out. We're gonna sing about science. So see you guys tomorrow, or if you're going over to Twitch to watch me live stream my production, then I'll see you right now. And that's the breaks. So enjoy your time. Stay in quarantine. Stay safe. I hope you're all keeping away from the virus. And we're gonna get through this, people, together. Talk to each other in the Discord. Make memes. Make each other feel alive. Good times. See ya.
Science. We're gonna sing about science. Oh yeah, we're gonna sing about science. See you tomorrow. We're gonna sing about science.
Yeah. Bye.